Say hi. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you can tell by the title, this is going to be about the time I was accepted into Disney college program and I turned it down, and the process it took to get accepted and everything like that. So if you're interested, then keep watching. Disclaimer, I want to start off by saying I am not bashing Disney. I actually love Disney World. I love the franchise, but I did apply for the Disney college program like 3 times to be exact, and I got denied like the first 2 times, and I got accepted the last time. Yeah, I know what y'all thinking, like, if you got accepted, why would you turn it down? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys the real reason why, and I don't want you to watch this video and decide based on my video if you should accept or deny the offer, because it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and it does look great on the resume. And I actually know someone who did it and they said that they would do it again if they could. Okay, but this is why I personally turned it down. I didn't even know about this program. I just know at the time that the times that I was applying that I was in school for art. So I was actually on Disney's website looking for internships, and I had came across this internship where it wasn't the Disney college program, but it was this paid internship, and I was going to make good money, and I just had to turn in my portfolio and some other stuff, and I wanted to do that program. So I posted that on like Facebook, and I was talking about that's what I was working on, and I hope I was going to get accepted. So this girl I went to school with, she was like, hey, I don't know if you... Oh, so I actually know 2 people who actually applied for the program and got accepted. That's from my hometown. So she was like, I don't know if you know, but they have a Disney college program. I think you'd be great for it. I think you'll like it. So I was like, Disney college program? I had never heard of it though. So I was like, well, let me go check that out. So I went on the internet, you know, and I just started Googling what was Disney college program. And then I start like researching and doing my thorough research. And I was like, well, this seemed cool. So basically I have read that you would just basically be gone as like a semester, which is 4 months, a typical semester, and you had to be enrolled in college, I believe full-time, or be taking at least like 12 credits, which I was. So that wasn't a problem. I met that criteria. I was in college, so I met that criteria, and my school was gonna let me do it if I wanted to do it. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna apply. So I applied. They sent me an email letting me know that I had applied and what was the next steps had I been chosen to go to the next round. 1 or 2 days went by and I got another email saying that I had made it to the web-based interview. So I was like, okay, I'm ready. So I did the web-based interview, and it was a bunch of questions on there. I'm not gonna lie, it was like a bunch of questions, but you don't want to lie, but you don't want to be answering questions like, do you work well in groups? And you be like, oh, no, I don't like working in groups. So you gotta kind of fabricate it a little bit. If you really don't like working in groups, you might want to lie just a tiny bit, like a little white lie here and there, because if you say no to all of the questions, then you're automatically like not gonna get moved to the next round. So I'm pretty much an introvert, so you can imagine how bad I was on there lying. And I'm not saying lying is good, but I'm like, I really want to do this. So the web-based interview took me probably like 20-30 minutes on a computer. I don't think you can do it on a phone. And then I did that, and they sent me another follow-up email saying that I did my web-based interview, and maybe like a day or 2 went by again, and they sent me another email saying that I had a phone interview. Yeah, so I was so pumped because everybody don't make it past that round. Like, everybody doesn't pass the web-based interview for whatever reason. The web-based interview is really easy, though. I don't see why someone wouldn't pass it, but then again, if you answer too honestly, you might fail. So I don't know. So I was told, well, I was reading and it was saying that I had to pick a time to do my phone interview, and I was like, I don't know what time would be best. I guess I want to do it in the morning, but not too early, like where I'm sounding like I just woke up, but not too late in the evening where it's like too much noise at home. And I wanted to be in a quiet space, and I wanted to make sure everybody in my house was gone, and I wanted to be able to concentrate on what they were saying. So I had picked, the first time around that I applied, so I picked like 9 a.m.-ish, and I got a call, I want to say from a block number, like their number I want to say is blocked out. And I think I had a woman, and I was so nervous. But before I even go there, I want to talk about how I was Googling and I was hashtagging DCP at the time. I think it was DCP 16. Yeah, it was like probably DCP 16 the first time I applied. So people were saying like to just be yourself for the phone interview, and I'm Googling how to pass the phone interview because I was just like so nervous. I'm just like really nervous, but I'm like, it's just a phone interview. I did plenty of phone interviews before for jobs and got the job. Like, I got the job like every time. So I'm like, I did good on my phone interviews. I'm not that nervous. So like I said, the lady called me at around 9, and I had a couple little notes like, don't stutter, try not to say and like too much. So she called and she was just asking me a bunch of questions. She was like, what role did I want to, what was I applying for? I think I was trying to apply for like makeup and costume. Like I wanted to do makeup or something. She was asking me what's my favorite attraction at the park, and I hadn't been to the park since I was like 13, and I think I messed up and said a park that was not at actually Disney World. It was at like the competitors. Yeah, it was like at the competitors or something. Oh my god, the competitors spot or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, I felt for real. I want to work for Disney and don't even know like the basics of the basics, and I felt so bad. So I just didn't feel confident. Like I just knew I didn't get it. So I was just like, whatever, I guess I'll apply again. They asked if you have any tattoos, and she caught me off guard because I didn't see nobody was saying that was going to be a question. So when the lady asked me, at the time, I think I only had 2. But I didn't know they was going to ask that because I should have just said no. But I was like, yes, I have 2. And she asked how big they were. And I had one on my inner forearm that is big, and I had one on my wrist that is really small to hide, like with a watch. But the one on my arm, I have a huge one on my inner forearm. And she was just asking like, how big was it? I just was like, you know what, never mind. I don't want to do this anymore because I just know that they have a strict dress code, and I failed it already. So the interview didn't go well. I didn't get it. I got an email saying thank you for applying, and about a week later, maybe if that long, they were saying that I didn't get selected, and I got so down and I was so depressed about it. But applications dropped again the following year. I believe it was a year, or if it was a couple months later, I didn't reapply for that session. But the applications dropped again, and they sent me an email. And I did the same thing again. I think I did have to fill out a new application because they wanted to know what I wanted to do. I think they had new attractions at the park and new positions. I think I applied for photography, housekeeping, makeup, attraction, things like that. So they sent me another email saying I got selected for the web-based interview. I did that. I got another email saying that I made it to the phone interview again, and I was like, okay, clearly I can make it to the phone interview. It's just the phone interview that's the problem. So again, I had I chose my time, this time for like in the afternoon around like 1:30ish, and I had another lady, and she was made me feel more comfortable than the last person I had. But again, I don't know what it was. It was just me. I think I was just being like too extra. Like I felt like I couldn't be myself, like, because I had read so much stuff online on how you could like basically not get it, and I psyched myself out. And the person I was dating at the time, we had got into an argument the night before, so that messed me up, and it's like I couldn't focus. So I didn't get that one either. They sent me an email letting me know. Thank you. They sent me an email letting me know I didn't get that one. So the last time it had came out that I applied, they sent me another email. They just always was alerting me like that the applications were dropping. And I was hashtagging on Twitter and Instagram and everything. And I was like, oh my God, like the third time gotta be a charm. Like I'm gonna apply one more time, and if I don't get it, then it's not for me. So y'all, again, the same stuff happened. I applied. I made it to the web-based interview. I made it past the phone interview this time. Like somehow the lady didn't tell me on the phone that I made it past the phone interview, but I just felt so good about it this time. Like I was prepared. I felt like this time I knew everything that I should know. I knew what part was my favorite. I knew what Disney princess I wanted to be, and just things like that. So, which Disney princess was my favorite character. And it was a bunch of easy questions. The lady was like so nice. So I think a week later, I got an email saying, I got the email that was like, congratulations, you were accepted into the Disney College program. I was just so excited because like I had applied for like 3 years straight and I couldn't get it. And I was like, this is meant to be, and I'm gonna do it. But then I started reading which role I got selected for, which was housekeeping. And I got a little bummed because I'm like, I'm gonna go all the way to Florida to do housekeeping. I mean, it's Disney or whatever, but at the same time, it's still housekeeping is minimum wage. I make more money home. So I was just feeling down about it though, cause a little bit. I was like, I'm very excited, but I don't know. I didn't get the role that I really wanted, which was something even about hair and makeup or something. But I just didn't get the role that I really wanted to do. But I was still open to going until I started like reading what I had to do. So I started scrolling, and it was like I had to have $350 like really soon. I don't know if it was they gave me a week or a few days, but I know it wasn't enough time for me to get $350 because that was going to cover, I think, room and board, deposit or something. I forgot what the $350 covered, but I know I didn't have it. I was in school. I was working, but the job that I was working, I wasn't going to get paid for like the first 6 weeks or something, and I was only into like the 3rd week. So you could imagine like me like being like, what? Because I was doing work studies, so I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to have the money in time. So I started going on Tumblr, and I had made a GoFundMe talking about my Disney College experience, and I shared it on Facebook. And I actually raised some money. I raised $170. It still wasn't enough, and I only had a day or two. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to get it. But I did raise like $200, so I might be able to get it. So I'm just like, oh my God, I could do it. So then people just start sending me like DMs and messages and like, hey, I know you applied for the Disney College program. Congrats and everything. You know, I did it, and it's definitely not what you think it is though. Like, I'm not trying to discourage you from applying, but they start telling me stories, crazy stories about like how their roommates got termed, which is basically fired because one of the roommates had liquor in the refrigerator. And I think even if you're over 21, you can't drink or something like that. And then like 2 of the roommates that got fired just because one of them had it. And they were just talking about how strict it was and the long hours. Like, people was working like 16 hours straight. And I was just like, what? And then I was like, I don't want that to discourage me because I already got like a decent amount of money, like half the money. So I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I started doing further research. And the more research I did, I was like, oh no, I don't think I want to do this. And I'm only doing housekeeping anyway. And I want to go down there and I'm going to be struggling and not have enough money. And I think you have to pay rent, or it comes like straight out your check. But either way, like, you have to pay rent. It's not free. And it was just like, the more research I was doing, the more I just didn't want to do it anymore. And I know you're not supposed to like let other people experience like stop you from doing something, but I really honestly didn't think it was worth it, in my opinion. Like, to this day, I don't think I would do it. Like, sometimes I think like maybe I should have did it, but I was struggling home already, so I can imagine struggling all the way in Florida. Like, I struggled in D.C. when I went to school in D.C. I struggled in Atlanta a little when I went to school in Atlanta. And then I was like, I'm going to go struggle in Florida too, because I applied for the one in Florida. Because I was like, I wanted the California one, but I'm like, I never been to Disneyland, and that would be fun. I never been to Disneyland, but I'm gonna be struggling. Are we on a whole different coast? No, so I had applied for the one in Orlando, Florida. But I just felt like it wasn't for me per se. But I wouldn't let that stop you if you were thinking about applying. I would never tell you not to do something, because it does look like people be having fun. You get free entrance into the park, I believe, discounts on stuff, and people do look like they be having fun when you hashtag DCP. I want to say on Twitter, Instagram, but on Tumblr, it's like a whole different story. And they were like really telling me like the real stuff about it. And I had to start going on YouTube, and I had watched YouTube videos about people's experience. And then some people were like, do it. Some people were like, don't do it. But I know a lot of people were getting like termed for crazy stuff. Like, I seen somebody say they got termed because they found out they were pregnant. Some people got termed for their roommates. People were just getting termed for, it seemed like, no reason at all. Like, they really don't care because their turnover rate is high, and they always got a fresh batch of college students coming in. But I know that they are overworked and underpaid, so that's a big reason. I was like, like, and then I was going to be missing a whole semester of school, and I was going to have to play catch up. And I just was like, I didn't want to do it. Like, even though it is great to have on your resume. But I ended up changing my major anyway. but I'm still very much into art. But I didn't just feel like it was for me, but that doesn't mean that it might not be for you. It is a once in a lifetime opportunity, but that's just some of the reasons I didn't apply. And they always still send me like emails letting me know when the application drop, and it is bittersweet because I really can't go now. I have a baby. I'm definitely not gonna just leave my daughter for like 4 months, so that isn't gonna work. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. That's all I have for this time. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.